Suzanne Jabour, the stamp we leave. What does that mean to you?
So this is an understanding I have because I've experienced so much loss
Yes.
and loss of people really very close to me. And, like both my parents are deceased, my
Oh,
son
wow.
has died. So like what I have come to know is that all of us leave a stamp on people's hearts. Whether we're doing it intentionally or not, whether we're doing it from love or not, we're leaving that stamp. And that's
Yes.
really matters.
Yeah. Yeah, because that stamp never goes away.
It
And like
never
you
goes
said,
away.
it could be something negative or something positive. It
Yeah.
will be there. It's like the internet, parents trying to teach their
Mm,
kids, yeah, it will always be there. So
yeah.
be really clear why you're putting it there in the first place. Because if you're mad, you're not going to be mad necessarily tomorrow or a week later or a year later at that person. And
Yeah.
words hurt, they cut.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So it really, that understanding really helps me to be more intentional in how I
Yeah.
interact with people and really be aware that, like, I need to be really conscious about whether I'm operating from love or fear
Yeah.
and making that choice. It's a choice we have to make over and over and over and over again in our day.
Yeah.
And we're all imperfect because that's the human condition, right? And that's okay. We're going to leave an imperfect stamp, but we can be imperfect and brilliant at the same time. We can
Yeah.
be, loving and messy at the same time. We can
Yeah.
be, fearful and trying to do better at the same time. And all of that is part of what we're here to do, is to figure it out and to think about, what do we want people to think after we're gone? What do we want
Yeah.
them to remember? I love the idea, and I don't know who the quote is from, so and I'm not going to quote it because I'll get the words wrong too. But some brilliant person
The
said
essence.
that, all right, that people won't remember what you said to them, but they'll remember how you made them feel.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that is it. It's like that's the stamp on the heart. It's how that person made you feel.
Absolutely.
And that's really what we're leaving behind. That's what matters.
Yeah. And that's kind of like what empathy is. Like Ashok Bhattacharya doesn't, I mean, he talks about how it's not about just stepping into someone else's shoes for a moment.
Mhm.
It's stepping into their shoes as them. So,
Mm,
we may have hurt someone, and that certainly wasn't our intention. It's still like wake up,
yeah.
see if you can get to really know them, be curious about them enough that you would know that that's going to hurt them. I mean,
Yeah.
even just connecting with people, I do my best not to send them something I don't think that they'll like, or care about, So I've got my dog people, so if there's something great with, a dog meme or whatever, they'll get it. And it's really impacted people too. It's like if they can tell she's thinking of me and she knows me,
Yes.
she understands me. So I'm super careful that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And that's
interesting.
those basic human needs, right? Like that need to be understood, that need to feel like we belong, that need to
Seen.
feel connected with each other. And yeah, you're totally right. If I'm a dog person and you keep sending me cat memes, I'm like, what the heck? Like, doesn't she know
Yeah.
me at all? Like, that doesn't even make any sense that you would send me that. But
Yeah.
when you're sending the thing that you and I have a connection about,
Yeah.
that brings us closer
Right. But if it's a diss
and it
on
makes me feel
cats now,
understood.
if it's a diss on cats, you would get it, right?
I love cats too. I don't want to alienate all the cat people out there.
Okay.
That just was an obvious
No.
example. And that's so interesting that you say that because I'm in a group chat with a bunch of friends. We've been friends for, oh my gosh, my daughter's 30 and I met them when she was 3 months old. So
Oh,
a real long time,
fun. Yes.
a
How
really long
cool.
time. And one of them keeps posting these links to like funny things on Instagram. And every time I look at one, I'm like, you don't get me at all. Like, and I don't know if other people in the group feel the same way. It's so funny, but it really is like, huh, I don't think that's funny. I don't get it. I like have to look up the joke. I don't even get what the joke is. I
Yeah.
so don't understand it, but it is that sense of really being curious. That
Yeah.
curiosity is so important as a way that
Yeah.
we carry ourselves in the world.
Yeah.
And thinking about like what, not in a people pleasing or an over giving kind of way, but thinking like, what would that person really appreciate?
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
what would light them up? Not what lights me up. Like if it lights me up and I think, oh, Linda would think that's funny too, then I would send it to you. But if I don't think
Absolutely.
like, so it's about, as you say, it's about knowing the other person, having a sense of what they might appreciate,
Yeah.
and even just having open enough of communication that you could say, I don't get that and I think it's stupid. As a way to get to know each other, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, it's so interesting. And I think, just to sort of think about the next bullet, that's that leave it with care idea,
Yeah.
right? It's
Hmm.
about being really careful of other people, not in a tentative way, but it's being full
Yeah.
of care
Yeah. And
and
added with
careful
the
in its
curiosity,
truest way.
because it is a kind of icky feeling when somebody is doing care, but they are not being curious. And so
Yeah,
it's that elephant in the room. And I hate that, it's just like get it out there. Like where do we both stand on something?
yeah,
And here's what, a lot of people, it's a developmental skill and they can't do it. My husband
yeah,
struggles with it. It's like you put something in the center, each put something in the center, and he'll kind of like change his mind before we like really mix it up in the center, and he'll be done, and it's like no, 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 no. Our thoughts, my thoughts, our shared thoughts, and then we can come back in with new our thought, individual thoughts, and we
yeah,
just keep working it till we find something that works, or we agree to disagree, and we'll just make independent decisions on it, whatever works for
yeah,
us, as a couple. So yeah, so we all matter. And my friend, she has a partner who is so incredibly good at, if her daughter says something and it could sound kind of sassy or
mm,
disrespectful, and he will just he's global HR trained. So he will,
ah,
yeah, he will start asking the curious questions, not in a icky, false way, in a very, I am connecting with you at a very deep level.
yeah,
And I really like through that love place. And I really am curious. I really want to know, oh, why did you say that? And it it's magic. And she's a little chatty Cathy. And he had a headache, and they're gonna be doing like a long drive, all the kids and my friend and him, and he just let the kids, all three kids, know that he was working on a headache. He had a
mhm,
slight headache, but it was painful. Noise was a little bit painful. She was silent the entire trip, and
mm,
that was her gift, her
yep,
deliberate, literal gift to him. Oh my gosh. How beautiful is that? He
yeah,
earned it, right?
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And that's, as you were sharing that story, what really hit me is the opposite of curiosity is dismissiveness,
Ooh, good
right?
one.
And so if we think about, we do it so much as parents, I see it all the time. And to me, it's, as a bereaved parent, it's maddening to me when I watch people treating their kids in a way that I think, oh, if that's the last conversation you had, you're not going to be
Oh
happy.
yeah. Oh yeah.
But it is that sense of like, if we're genuinely curious, and I'm curious about pretty much everything, then we can build connection with people because we're genuinely interested. And
Yeah.
you can feel that in a conversation. Like if someone's genuinely interested in what you have to say, you
Yeah.
can feel that as opposed to someone who's like, uh-huh, interesting. It's like, no, you're not interested at all.
You probably didn't even listen.
Right?
I
You were
love
just
it.
like thinking about something else. And so you
Yeah.
chirped in when there was silence. You thought you were supposed to say something.
All
But
right.
that sense of if we're not curious, what are we? And I think it's dismissive.
Ooh. If we're not curious, what are we?
I think it's
Brand
dismissive. I
that.
think that's what we're seeing, right? Is that we're instead of being curious about what differences we might have or curious about, if we agree that our essence is the same and you think something completely different to me, like how that happened or where that might be coming from, we dismiss it. We're like, no, you're just wrong. Nope, that's not
Yeah.
right. Nope, nope, nope. We're just noping all over the place
We're
instead of
nosy.
really thinking like, what is that about? Like, I am so curious about, in this particular moment in time, how is it all the wounded toddler boys are running the world? I don't understand. How did we get here? There's so much woundedness at the tops of all the hierarchies.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
super curious about that. And how do we shift that? How do we put people who are, I was going to say less wounded. It's not even about being less wounded. It's about acting less out of their woundedness, letting their
Yeah.
woundedness in the show. How do we elevate those people? That's what I'm really
Yeah.
curious right now.
And
But
that a lot of
it's
that
genuine
isn't about,
curiosity.
yeah, a lot of that isn't about healing. It's a
No.
developmental skill that
Yeah.
never got developed. So,
Yeah.
3-year-old's a 3-year-old. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. Because you can be
thank you.
deeply wounded and not doing harm.
Thank you.